It is about 600 BC in the wilderness outside of Jerusalem. God gives the prophet Lehi a vision filled with symbolism. It brings him great joy, but it also causes him to fear for his sons, Laman and Lemuel. Based on actual events as recorded in the Book of Mormon, another testament of Jesus Christ.
Sam. My sons, wake up. Come to my tent.
Is it even dawn yet?
I have dreamed a dream. Or in other words, I have seen a vision. And because of the thing I have seen, I have reason to rejoice in the Lord because of Nephi and also of Sam. I have reason to suppose that they, and also many of their seed, will be saved. But Laman and Lemuel, I fear exceedingly because of you. I saw in my dream a dark and dreary wilderness.
Lehi, come with me.
Have mercy on me, according to the multitude of thy tender mercies.
As I partook of the fruit, it filled my soul with exceedingly great joy. Wherefore,
I began to be desirous that my family should partake of it also. for I knew that it was desirable above all other fruit. And as I cast my eyes round about, that perhaps I might discover my family also, I beheld a river of water.
Sariah! Sam! Nephi! Come to me! Partake of the fruit!
It is desirable above all other fruit.
Laman! Lemuel! Come! Partake of the fruit!
They would not come unto me and partake of the fruit.
Laman! Lemuel!
And I beheld a rod of iron. And it extended along the bank of the river and led to the tree by which I stood. And I also beheld a straight and narrow path, which came along by the rod of iron, even to the tree by which I stood. And it also led by the head of the fountain unto a large and spacious field, as if it had been a world. And I saw numberless concourses of people, many of whom were pressing forward, that they might obtain the path which led unto the tree. And it came to pass that there arose a mist of darkness, yea, even an exceedingly great mist of darkness, insomuch that they who had commenced on the path did lose their way, that they wandered off and were lost. I beheld others pressing forward, and they came forth and caught hold of the end of the rod of iron. And they did press forward through the mist of darkness, clinging to the rod of iron, even until they did come forth and partake of the fruit of the tree. I beheld on the other side of the river of water a great and spacious building, and it stood as it were in the air, high above the earth. And it was filled with people, both old and young, both male and female, and their manner of dress was exceedingly fine. And they were in the attitude of mocking and pointing their fingers towards those who had come at and were partaking of the fruit. And after they had partaken of the fruit of the tree, they did cast their eyes about as if they were ashamed because of those that were scoffing at them. And they fell away into forbidden paths and were lost. I saw other multitudes pressing forward, and they came and caught hold of the end of the rod of iron,
And they did press their way forward, continually holding fast to the rod of iron, until they came forth and fell down and partook of the fruit of the tree. And many were drowned in the depths of the fountain. And many were lost from view, wandering in strange roads. And great was the multitude that did enter into that strange building. And after they did enter into that building, they did point the finger of scorn at me and those that were partaking of the fruit also. But we heeded them not. For as many as heeded them had fallen away. Laman, Lemuel.
We have everything. You have nothing.
Laman and Lemuel partook not of the fruit.
I don't understand.
I fear exceedingly for you, my sons. And I plead with you, hearken to my words that perhaps the Lord will be merciful and not cast you off. Please, keep the commandments of the Lord